y'all doing today? Time for an afternoon bake-off. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I got something I want to show you that I found on our deployment website. I'm going to show it to you. It's a picture of me and a friend of mine in front of our chew. I marked out his name and the name of the person who shared it. Yep, that's me. We were in Mosul. We had just got there. We'd only been there a couple days. We'd only been there a couple days, and me and Bevel, we were the best of friends. We were really good friends. He was like one of my best friends over there. Yeah, that smile wouldn't last. Not at all. Well, let's see who we have in the chat today. We have Lucifer Almighty, Red Feather, Corey M, Little Miss Stubborn. That's who we have so far. So let's go ahead and get something started today. Enough of the mutual stuff. Well, it looks like our cup runneth over. Nick Bravo, film screenplay idea, YouTube lolcow tragedy. Well, chances are my name's being mentioned, so show chat replay.
So I had an idea for like a film or a
Hey Feather, how you doing?
So basically it centers around an online community, and I want to preface,
hey, Irv ruined his own life.
This has no relation to anyone or
hey,
anything.
Ms. Mud Duck.
Real or that has happened or has ever happened or is happening or will happen, right? But you know, not based on real people. Well, not based on real people. Okay. So most of it takes place online. So you see this one woman, right? We'll call her Bethany. Bethany is basically, she wants fame. She's a fame whore. And she basically gets online and she reviews people, critiques people. And basically what that means is she just finds people online and she basically, you know, trash talks them, right? Trash talks them. Now, of course, Bethany never shows her face. She does have a distinctive voice. You know, kind of like a, well, I'm not going to say what she sounds like because, you know, it's neither here nor there. But, you know, the audience is going to be like, okay, you know, that's, you know, and Bethany is going to be doing a lot of videos, claim that she has insomnia, claim that she has high anxiety, claim that, you know, she goes and, you know, just trash talks people, right? Now, Bethany ends up going after specifically this large Hispanic woman, this like big, like humongous Hispanic woman who's just, you know, always stuffing her face full of tacos and junk like that. Right? She does.
Nice racism. Hey, unfucking believable.
And I haven't come up with a name for the Latina. We'll just call her that.
You know what? That's a nice racism there. Nice racism. Way to fucking go, Corky. No, we can always count on you for the stereotypes and bullshit.
Latina right now. Uh, the Latina, her man is a small black man, and we'll call him Malcolm. Malcolm's not doing too good. I'm seeing it in my mind. I'm seeing how like funny. I'm thinking of like the jokes that could be made, but I'm just like, ugh. It's that's the thing. But it's like you can have a movie idea, and then you could be thinking about it. You'd be like, oh wow, it'd be such a good movie, and then it's like to get it actually on paper, then to actually get other people to see the vision. It's like, oh damn it, This is why there's so many bad movies.
Poetic Justice.
Execution is poorly executed. So anyway, Bethany, she's really going after this Latina. She's just saying all kinds of and she's it's really nasty stuff, right? Accusing the Latina of all kinds of stuff, right? And the Latina's not perfect. No, there are no heroes in this story. There's no heroes, just tragic victims. They're all tragic. It's a tragedy.
Aw, thank you,
really
Poetic
is.
Justice.
It's
Hey, just a person trying to human.
It's a tragedy. Okay, let's just call it what it is. It's a great tragedy with a little bit of comedy for the sake of not, making the audience want to unalive after seeing
Goober grape and ginger ale. Goober grape and ginger ale.
the nonsense. But okay, so let's get back to the movie.
Hey, Chaparita.
So what happens is Bethany also starts going after
God's chosen. Hola!
Other YouTubers from other countries. I said YouTubers. We'll say, because, it's an online community. We'll say YouTube, but it could be any online community, right? So,
hey, Shiloh.
Bethany starts going
Good to see
after,
you, bud. Hey, Todd.
I don't know what's a good strong European woman's name. I can't think of any. We'll just call her the European. But she could be like Russian or something, all right? Or, Slavic, she's like, maybe Italian, from one of those countries that, and that's what I've kind of noticed about, like with Europe. It's like the further north you go, it's this attitude of we're not involved, we don't care. And then you go further south, and it's like they want to be involved. And if you cross them, boy, you do not want to cross a lot of. I mean, you think the Italian mafia is bad? No. You go to places like Serbia, Ukraine. What's the other fucking country I'm thinking of? Those of you who are familiar with Southern European culture or Southeastern European culture, or however you want to think of it, know what I mean. So, the European, because, Bethany is not shy about who she's going after, right? And she's wanting followers, and she's saying, like she'll say, look at how morbidly obese this Latina is, let's go get her eye. Like, she's got her whole little, flock of flying monkeys, right? Some more hateful than the others. There's one. He's basically a Nazi. And he lives in. We'll say he lives in Cleveland or somewhere, right? It's in the U.S., right? Bethany has all these little sycophants. Bethany also has a private group where her close companions get. And she even goes after her close companions. Bethany loves to get pitied. She loves to get pitied. So then what happens is the Latina at some point just gets so triggered that she's like, you know what? We're gonna go. You know, she says to Malcolm, Michelle, we're gonna go f this b up, right? We're gonna go mess around. Malcolm, uh, goes and talks to one of his buddies from the hood, right? And we'll call this buddy of his Little G. Little G. And Malcolm's actually, gay. So, and the Latina knows this to a degree, but she's like, if you do any of that gay shit, nah, right? And Little G and Malcolm are actually in love. They're actually lovers. They care about each other, right? They share a kiss, and it's like, okay. Later on, and then that's important to the story, actually, because they later find out about this, the Latina does. Because it shows kind of how she is to Malcolm. She's not very nice to Malcolm.
Shiloh, I'm not as good at communicating sometimes as I should be. Ask my mother. I'm not a good communicator, but I do love with my whole heart. I very much love with my whole heart, and I care with my whole heart. And you've always got a place here, Shiloh. Always. You've got friends here. You do. So, you need somebody to talk to, just reach out.
Like, she does find out about the kiss, and she just slugs them, right? And I mean, again, all of these people are broken people. They're fucked up. They're all fucked up, right? It's like if you saw any one of them on the street, especially Bethany, you'd be like, I'm going to cross the street and walk the other direction, and yeah, right. Not even make eye contact. Not even make eye contact. Just keep your eyes to the ground, cross the street. Don't say a word, just, right? So, the Latina and Malcolm, they go to...
Shiloh, it's my fault. It's my fault. Anybody that's associated with me is going to get kicked. And if you bail on me, I don't blame you. It's okay. I understand. I truly do. And I mean that. Y'all know I don't go out of my way to lie. You know what my son will tell you is that I've never lied to him. That I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
Maybe I should have the Latina beat up Little G or something. I don't know. There's going to be parts of the script that, maybe get thrown out in the rewrite. Maybe get whatever. I know the trolls are saying, he's going to write a script. He thinks he's going to write a script. Hey, now that I'm not on YouTube 24/7, like some other people, Bethany, right? Okay, so check this out. Bethany, they find out. Okay, so Bethany's on.
Hey, Jasmine, how you doing?
Private forum. There's not that many people in there. There's like maybe 5 or 6 people, and Bethany's husband Chuck, right? Bethany's husband Chuck comes home, and he finds out about the European finding out that Chuck
Absolutely.
used to
Group hug.
basically beat up on his, ex-wife, right? Beat up on her pretty bad. And Chuck is
They
really
are.
pissed off that he blames Bethany.
Them things is looking perky. You're right, God's chosen. Good eye. His boobies is perky. They're just perky. I wish mine were that perky.
For this, right? And it's going to happen off screen, but you're going to hear and it's basically what you're going to be seeing is you're going to see all the people scrolling oh my God, what is he doing? Call the cops, right? Blah, 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 blah. They're panicking, right? Because the audio is you're basically just going to hear thumping and pounding, screaming, crying, Bethany's crying, I won't do it again, please stop, right? That kind of thing. And then it's going to stop eventually. You're just going to hear weeping, right? And
that's funny.
It hurts just having to write something like that.
Yeah, you don't have to go to Victoria's Secret. You can go to Kohl's, or you can go to Macy's, or you could go to Walmart for that matter. Walmart's got some pretty good things. Temu's got some pretty good things, but you just got to watch what you buy. You just got to watch what you buy on that one. Some Temu bras are really good. Some Temu bras are really, really bad. Just like you're wondering. Is this a bra? Or is this like a midriff shirt? With, 2 places for my boobs. And I should wear a bra with it. We'll set this off to the side.
It's like, holy shit, it's it's going to be such an emotionally intense scene. The audience is going to be like, holy shit, they're going to, they're going to want to call the cops just like the fucking characters in the fucking movie are going to want to call the cops, right?
Hey, Steph F.
And it's like you're just going to see this scrolling, and it's like, do we know where does she live? Call the cops. How do we know? Right? And they're going to have it pinned out. It's going to be oh, she lives in Mississippi somewhere, right? Where does she live? We can't, because her, they're her friends to a degree. She does turn on them because what she does is the next time she goes online, she blames about 3 or 4 of the people that were in there, who were legitimately concerned for her safety. She just goes after them with no empathy, and they're just okay, I'm done. You know what? We're good. Some of them are okay, we're done. We want nothing more to do with you. Others are we're going to find out where you live, and we're going to have Michael put in jail. Chuck put in jail. I didn't slip. So sorry. So the European, I have a better one. A whole shit ton of things happens on that day that Chuck doesn't like. For example, the European has found out where they lived, and the European intends to sue Bethany in the United States for slander and libel. And Chuck gets this law notice, and he's holy shit, right? So now he's being sued, and now he's Bethany is causing problems because he doesn't want to get caught, right? He doesn't want to get caught because he's actually committing some type of fraud, right? He's committing some type of fraud. Again, all of these people are tragic. They're all tragic. They're all messed up, screwed up people. And Chuck gets online and he starts talking to the Nazi. And of course, what is the Nazi?
But this isn't about anybody here in the community, though, is it? Gee, I wonder who the European could be. I wonder who the European could be.
You know, the Nazi, the red pillar. He's like, oh, you need to really lay down the law, right? And he's like, yeah, I need to lay down the law with this bitch. Right?
Ouch!
And
that sounds like it hurts.
That's at the point where he's made the choice, which is what we see later.
Absolutely,
Irv. As I mentioned earlier.
How you doing?
Bethany's on her private forum, and Chuck just does not give a shit. He's like, you fucking... And he just starts... He's like, what is this? What? You know, they're just like, you know, it's just nothing but chaos.
Tomorrow is going to be a special 420 stream when I get home from the flea market. We are all going to get stoned together. I'm going to label it a happy hour stream. Why? It's going to be, no matter what time of day it is, it's going to be a happy hour stream. It's going to be like a bad after dark. We're going to get live. We're going to get loud. We're going to get raunchy. Bring what you imbibe in. If you drink, bring your drink of choice. If you smoke, bring your strain of choice. But please enjoy responsibly. And do not imbibe and drive. That is my safety brief. If you don't have enough respect for your horrible selves to not throw up, then don't subject anybody else to your horrible decisions. That's how I feel about it. Just because I make bad choices doesn't mean the rest of the world's got to suffer.
And she's crying, bawling. I have a few more minutes. I got something else I gotta do in 30 minutes. It's reminding me.
How was my chicken parmesan?
So
I didn't get a chance to make it because my chicken never thawed out. But my chicken's thawed out now, and I'm going to make it either tonight or Sunday. But I will make it. It's just a matter of me being able to get to it. And stuff like that. I'm the world's biggest procrastinator. And the chicken is still thawing. It's almost thawed. Should be thawed by tonight.
Phone. Anyway, I left my phone. Unplug it.
It loves you.
So basically what happens is the Latina, right? We're going to have there's got to be some kind of like,
I know who the European is.
People interconnected, but not
European is Anja.
Like it has to be good writing, right? Like we know the Latina wants to physically confront Bethany. Okay, so Bethany. So basically, towards the end of the movie, basically it's the Latina and Malcolm show up at the house, and they're going to confront Bethany. They're going to be like, "Hey, you know, I mean, the Latina literally wants to beat the snot out of her."
Oh, Corky. You are the worst at telling stories that I have ever heard in my life. Will you please just kind of hurry this along? You know, we got other stuff to cover.
And I mean, I'm thinking of how like it's gonna go. I mean, I'm just like, it's funny, but it's not
Hey,
funny.
Freddie, how you doing?
It's just the image of this like huge morbidly obese Latina and this tiny little black man.
Hey, Freddie. Freddie,
I'm probably going to hell for laughing at this shit.
you said penal.
Anyway, so what we find out though, I'm going to say that towards the end of the movie. I'll tell you what it is though. But anyway, somehow Malcolm ends up being alone with Chuck, and Chuck just basically beats, punches him. He's freaking out. He runs and goes, finds the Latina, and she's like, who did this, right? Who did this? It's like, oh, Chuck. And she's just like, I can't kick Bethany's ass because she's hiding in that house. I'll kick yours. She's chasing Chuck around the house because she's surprisingly fast for a 600-pound, God only knows what. I'm sure I'm going to have a Nazi in the comments going, see, he hates Latinas. He hates Mexicans. No, I don't hate Mexicans. Anyway. Oh my gosh. I want it to be diverse. I want it to be diverse, a very diverse cast with a very real problem that affects all diversities here in America. I mean, I get it. It's not that diverse because I don't think I'm going to have any Asians in it. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe instead of a European, I should have it be like a Japanese person, like a Japanese woman, right? Because the stereotype of the Japanese woman, if it's on the negative, they're very cold and calculating, which I've not found to be true. But then again, I don't know that many Asians. But I can see how you've seen TikToks with like, Chinese TikToks where they're dissing.
Okay.
I mean, you want to see some really crazy shit?
Okay,
Find
ladies, I'll see
that
you on a
TikTok
bit.
thread where you've got basically Chinese, Japanese. There's some Koreans in there, and they're just all dissing each other. It is the funniest shit, because it's like, oh my god, they're being so racist and stereotypical towards each other, but they're doing it to each other. It's so fucking hilarious. It's like, oh my god. It's like somebody, in California, busting somebody's chops from being New York, and the New Yorker is just like, oh, you want to play that fucking game? Let's play, motherfucker. Just nothing but trash talk, right? So, eventually the Latina does catch Chuck. Bethany runs out of her house, and we how she looks. And she's almost the same size as Bethany. She's got bruises all over her. She's got a black eye. She's got, like, warts and shit on her face, right? She's not in good health. Because basically Chuck's been, holding her prisoner for a number of years because he's an asshole. So then, and of course, it is kind of, I mean, like, there's so much to say about the movie and the characters. But at the same time, it's like you just have to make the movie and make the movie very clear and concise, right? Because the thing is when you make a film, every sentence has to mean something, every action has to be for a purpose, right? And because or else the audience is just gonna get bored.
Like I just did. It sounds like an interesting story. Yeah, but you're presenting it in such a way that you made it a snooze fest.
At the end of it, though, it's going to be funny because the European, or maybe the Asian, we don't know, we'll find out.
Hey,
I
Blake.
can't know if there's. I wouldn't know. I can't. If the Asian is suing Bethany, why would she show up at her house? Because that's definitely stalking Bethany because it's stalking and harassment.
She'll do it too.
Despite the fact that these people are all stalking and harassing each other. I think one of the big arguments that Bethany will have, like for example, Bethany will be going after some girl who's like studying
very, very
at like UCLA or somewhere to become a paleontologist. And Carrie's like, everybody knows dinosaurs don't exist. She's crazy. She's evil. Right? And of course, this chick who's a paleontologist is just like laughing because it's.
Does everybody here have a favorite dinosaur? Mine's the little is the Stegosaurus. The armor-plated one. They're plant eaters. That's the one I like. I like the Stegosaurus.
She's like, yeah, Bethany's such a stupid bee. So,
I like turtles.
but remember, folks, none of this has anything to do with actual events or real people. Hi, are you enjoying the story? God, I can't stop laughing.
Oh, you crack yourself up, don't you?
Some of you fuckers should be thankful that I'm not writing a book or a script yet. You should be thankful that your secrets remain unknown. But hey, that's what happens. You start revealing secrets and making people feel like crap. They're gonna have a response, right? And then that's gonna be like one of Bethany's big character flaws is that she thinks it's okay to trash talk people, but if they do it to her, But yeah, it's like, and so Bethany runs out of the house, seeing the Latina beating up on Chuck. Chuck grabs the Latina. She's like, no, stop, he's a good man. Which he's not, because, he's a wife beater and a fraudster or whatever. I almost want a detective to be like, I could have a Japanese detective or FBI agent pull up as all this is happening in the front yard. Malcolm tries to grab Bethany. He's trying to pull her off, the Latina. And Bethany just likes it. Malcolm gets no love in this. I'm sorry. Malcolm's just not. Malcolm needs to really just change his name, move to a different city, and, they can have a nice bed and breakfast. Him and little G can have a nice bed and breakfast somewhere in Oregon or somewhere, maybe Northern California. They can just, be a lovely gay couple with a bed and breakfast. And Bethany and all the drama. Oh, you found the spring. She found her spring. Yay. Go get it. Great.
Yeah. I thought we would be too damn dumb to comprehend it. That is pretty fucking funny. Corky. Like I said, you're presenting this thing like a snooze fest. It's taking you 25 minutes to get this far into it. You didn't really put a lot of explanation in, just a lot of filler and fluff. And you didn't really explain much about the story. I mean, what about the people she kicked that she was mean to? That she was close friends with? And what about the lawsuit thing? And shit, I'm lost.
She's such a good baby. Oh, God. You know what? We should totally get Gracie a Slinky. She loves that spring so much. Anyway.
Oh, nice, Todd.
You loving it?
Sorry you're at work.
Oh, she lost it. I gotta get it later. Dang it. Did you lose it?
Well, I hope you have a good day at work. I hope it's not too busy.
She might be able to get it. But I kind of want to finish this story up. Yeah,
anyway. Oh, you're not dumb, Shiloh.
So the Asian, maybe we'll do that. Maybe the Asian detective, maybe the Asian FBI agent is friends with the European, because the European used to be a celebrity back in the 80s, and falling on hard times. And Bethany is like, oh, that's just a locale, right? That kind of a thing. We'll introduce some internet lingo into this film, but so the detective, immediately, she's like, okay, she sees Bethany hit Malcolm. She's like, okay, that's assault. Handcuffs Bethany. Bethany's screaming, no, I've done nothing wrong. I never do anything wrong. All right. Oh, my God. then the Latina gets arrested too. Um, I actually think that would like make for a really sweet ending to it though. Like the have the Japanese detective or whatever.
Be careful, Todd.
Say to Malcolm because she's holding everybody off except Malcolm. The Latina gets arrested, Bethany gets arrested, Chuck gets arrested. Just actually
hey, Derek O'Brien,
the Japanese detective, FBI agent, or whatever she is it a detective or an agent? I don't know yet. This is like all in my head right now. I haven't put it on paper.
Hey, Hongling.
She takes all three of them away. Malcolm's the only one there. He's just kind of like, okay. The detective, she says to Malcolm, she's like, you really do need to find better people to be around. Because what you don't realize is that the FBI agent, is actually a viewer. So it's basically, you find out later that like one of the people who was like, oh my God, do we know where she lives? We got to do something, right? Because they're hearing Bethany get the snot beat out of her by Chuck, right? And that's evidence right there. Okay, right? So we know Chuck's a wife beater, a woman beater. We know Chuck commits fraud. I think we need to flesh out Chuck a little more. Chuck can be like, hanging out at bars, talking about how he was, on track to become a general in the Marines, right? Complete bullshit, right? Because he doesn't know what he's talking about because he's never been in the military. And so, right, he's got this like delusion that he was going to be a general, like in the military or something, and that he got kicked out, which isn't true because he never really made it past. I don't know. I wanted to be like military and like have not made it much past a private or something. I got to do my research on the military, trying to find out what the. I know there's like, I know there's privates and corporals and generals and there's lieutenants and there's first lieutenants and there's right.
Corky. It would be the first time you ever did any fucking research on anything.
I gotta like see what the thing is, which would make it more interesting, right? But yeah, Chuck is a drunk. We'll make him a drunk. I think that would work. He's a drunk and a philanderer. We'll make him a philanderer too. Okay. So
Corky's acting.
They all get hauled off to jail.
Yeah.
Right? And Malcolm, I think in the last scene, I really
we'll show Corky. This is almost over. We'll show it. We'll show some
like,
acting.
To be Malcolm and little G. Like a bed and breakfast in Oregon. Basically, it'll say something like, 1 year later, and it'll be like Malcolm, all those other fuckers, they're like, they're in prison or they're on probation or something, right? They're all tragic. The only one who gets any modicum of a redemption story is Malcolm. Because him and little G do. Yeah, Malcolm takes the detective's advice, changes his name, disappears, wants nothing more to do with Latina's. Got the therapy he needs, right? All that kind of stuff, and it's just going to be like a little, 2-3 minute ending, right? Where little G and Malcolm are laying in bed and they're like, I'm really glad we bought this bed and breakfast, right? That kind of a thing. Or maybe, I don't even have to say it. It'll just be like, it'll show the exterior bed and breakfast, right? It'll say like little G's bed and breakfast, or say there'll be some signifier of, oh, little G and Malcolm finally got together and now they're having a good life, whereas the Latina, Bethany and Chuck, they're still as horrible as ever. There's a fucking film right there. There's a fucking drama. I actually think that would be pretty interesting. I mean, that's the thing of it. It's like with YouTube, with any social media platform where it's just a call-out culture. There's a whole cast of characters that you can really draw some like horrific, tragic. I mean, the thing of it is like it's all tragic, but for some reason people are entertained by that garbage. So yeah, that'd be interesting. I think it would actually be interesting. It might be something I could actually write and maybe actually.
No, it's not that I'm stoned. Even the one person in chat said they can't follow this rambling. And what's with all the saliva?
Yeah. So, to a producer. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just saying. I would need to flesh out the characters a little bit more. Maybe European's name is like Svetlana. Svetlana. I know that's a name. I'm not making it up. There's a lot of really weird European names. And a lot of them are like similar to American names, but they change them. So like the S and the J in certain cultures, European cultures, is pronounced like a Y. So it's like an American's going to see that and be like, oh, that's how it's pronounced. So, anywho, as much fun as this has been, I do need to give somebody some attention because I do need to give somebody attention. She wants to play, and
what a head case. Okay. I found some of Nick Bravo's acting. And here we go.
So you think you can move from the west side to the east side and pedal your crack on a different playground? And we're not gonna notice? You must think this is a big city, Paco. Or whatever you're calling yourself these days. You see, us cops, we talk to each other. Hands behind your back. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I think Julie is trying to kill me. Hey, let me hide at your beach house. She doesn't know you. I'll be safe there. I thought it was weird when she approached me at the cafe like we were long-lost friends. But now it's getting really scary. Mrs. O'Connor, I assure you, you have a valid case. Just because no one has ever tried to sue someone for calling their dog a bitch doesn't mean you won't win. In fact, you could be setting a new precedent. The world would thank you for it. There's this feeling of euphoria that only comes from having complete control over another being. I love to watch them struggle, beg, cry for mercy.
Yes, it is, Red
I
Feather.
don't even know what I'm going to do next. I let their bodies speak to me, their deepest fears. It's truly amazing.
Let's see. Let me find something else. Let me see if they've got got other stuff. No, hang on. We find some other stuff. See if I can find some other stuff.
Hey guys, basically I got some stuff in the mail. I bought, and I was able to find
I want to subscribe to that. Here we go.
Abigail.
Yeah, and I'm wearing the dress.
Abigail.
Don't even ask.
Teddy. Teddy. What happened? Abigail.
I think your grandmother is calling you.
What? Oh, honey, didn't she feed you?
No.
Okay.
She went away.
Okay, you go sit down and I'll get you something, okay? You just sit right over there.
Let her. She's just gonna yell at me anyways. Are you guys ready? Let's go.
I'm coming, Teddy. I'm coming.
I'm hungry.
Look what I have for you. Not yet, not yet. Turkey and potato salad and grapes. Your napkin, what do you do with your napkin? Okay, well, put it on your lap for now. Okay? Put my crutch away. Okay, give me your hand and we'll pray, okay? Okay. Thank you, Jesus, for this beautiful day. Thank you for this food for Teddy and help it to make him grow strong. Thank you, Father. Amen. Yeah, there you go. Now, Teddy, my teddy bear, you know how much I care, and you know that Jesus is always there. When you wake up at night and you feel such a fright and you don't want to be alone, just look up to Jesus, give him your life, and he will lead you home.
I love Jesus.
I know.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. I thought y'all'd like to see that. Okay. Next up. Let's see what Shanny Fatass has to say.
For the people to get on. I love you, baby. I know you probably hear the papers in the background.
I don't really give a damn. Oh, my pause game is on point. Damn! Oh my God! Oh, look at that! Now that's attractive.
But listen, that's the hubby putting his shit together. His Tento saga together. I am a good guy. You may not believe that I'm a good guy, but I can tell you.
If you were good, truly good, you wouldn't have to remind us and beat us over the head with it 24-7, you deadhead.
That I'm a good guy, 'cause I have God on my side. I'm a good guy. I have proof, and I'm gonna show you the evidence of the truth that God is my avenger and my strong tower. Okay. So.
If I've said it once, I've said it a zillion fucking times. I'd rather hear two cats screwing under my bedroom window than to hear this bitch sing. And this is while I'm trying to sleep. Hell, that would be white noise compared to this shit.
So, hello, folks. Hello, folks.
Hey, no one really matters but cats.
I got a spiritual message for some individuals. You know, one is Foodie and the other is Carrie, right? Like, I don't think you realize who you be fucking with. I don't think you ever realize who you be fucking with. See, because I'm a high priestess of the Lord Jesus Christ. I am his best friend. I am completely for him, believe in him, with no doubt.
Channy, you crazy bitch. None of that is true. None of it. He does not favor one person over the other. We are all equal in his eyes. God is no respecter of persons in that there is not one person of us that is more important than the other to him. We are all equally important. We are all equally loved.
Doubt and fiber about it. I don't doubt that God is real. I know God is real. I've seen the proof. I'll always see the proof. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. See, because a couple days ago, Foodie came at me for reviewing her videos, for trying to get her to be better as a person.
You are not a high priestess. You are, however, a highly toxic person. That you are a highly toxic person.
Right? Enters Carrie to know that this argument was set off, this attack was set off by no other than Carrie. A little spy of mine came to me today and said that you, Carrie, don't seem to understand why people like me. You can't seem to understand it. Can't seem to understand why your little plan didn't work. Well, first of all, your plan didn't work because God is on my side and he doesn't like fucking sneaky ass bitches who fucking sneak around and do shit to fuck other people's lives up. God don't like people like you. God don't like people who aren't forgiven and just want to point the fingers at people all the time. God don't like...
God hates the sin, not the sinner, stupid. He loves you, but he hates your sin. It's a good thing God loves you, because I certainly do not.
Like that shit. He likes me, though, because I'm not pointing the fingers at anyone.
What were you just doing? What were you just doing 5 seconds ago?
I'm just saying how it is. I'm just speaking the truth. And when there is a fight and when I sense there's a fight, guess what I do? I do exactly what God tells me to do and I avoid said fight. Well, let me tell you something. Foodie, did you hear God speaking to you when you were having your diarrhea today? When the electricity went off, when nothing seemed to work, you were running out of water, you
I
didn't
got no
have your
clue,
cat
Corey.
food, everything you wanted today, there was a freaking block right in the middle of you. God completely freaking dojoed your ass and trolled your ass today, and it was fucking hilarious to watch because I'm giggling the whole time because I know God came after you because you came after me first.
You know, when I was morbidly obese, I had a lot of diarrhea too. I'd have times whenever I wasn't able to go, then I'd have times when I had diarrhea. I wouldn't doubt if you didn't have times when you had diarrhea. I hardly think it was the hand of God that pressed on her colon and gave her diarrhea. It's a natural result of a poor diet. Boy, my pause game is on fucking point. Look at that shit. You are higher than giraffe pussy, my dear. First, if I catch you like that once, it's just me catching you. If I catch you like that twice, that means that you're kind of fucked up.
You gotta let God do what God does and let his people do what they do. See, I'm not your average believer in Christ. See,
Yes, she did.
I got a story to fulfill. Okay? I got a mission to do in life, right? I'm called to do things by the Lord. Who do I work for?
You're called on by Mother Nature to take care of your family, but I don't see you doing that. Just saying.
For the Lord. Who do I do things for? The Lord. Why do I speak the truth? Because the Lord requires you to tell the truth. The Lord requires you, if you see evil, you're supposed to call out, hey, that's evil. Because if you don't, your blood is on, or the other person's blood is on your hands. I don't want anyone's blood on my hands. So if I see danger incoming, and when my little foresight is being seen, because I keep seeing Chantal, oh my God, oh my God, I keep hearing that in my head.
That's real.
When I think about you. So I know if it keeps repeating like that, it's usually from the Lord to tell me that I need to prophesize to you. I need to speak the truth. And I need to tell you, if you don't fix your life up soon, you are going to die and meet the Lord yourself. And then you're going to have to face the consequences over the fucked up shit you've done to.
Really. For real. For real. She won't be the only one. I won't be the only one either. you're going to get your judgment too. You may find yourself shocked.
To me. You're going to have to personally see it soon. And if you keep coming at me, honey, the Lord will personally invite you to heaven real quick.
Little Miss Stubborn gifted 5 memberships.
He'll bring his
Little Miss Stubborn gifted 5 memberships. Well, thank you, hon. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Thank you very much. Let's see who got them. Robbie California, Maggie, Nick P, Ella T. Petty, and Tin Man. Tin TV, rather. Well, looks like we got new members, and I got to sing the damn song. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, 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 welcome to our club. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. And welcome to the club. And be sure to use the emojis that we've got, that I made all by myself. And yeah. Well, there will be a Bad After Dark special stream sometime this month, members only, that now you have no excuse to miss. That will be a special, we'll have a panel and we'll discuss some stuff. I sang the song. You want me to sing the song again? Okay, hang on. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, 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 welcome to our club. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. And welcome to the club. There. You got the song twice. You got the song.
is reaping angels down, and whoop, you're in front of him. Hello?
You need to get them titties on a damn leash, bitch.
Guess what? But I know you were trying to persecute me. I know you're trying to make me look like a terrible person when all these things that you talk about has been fixed through therapy and through finding a purpose in life. And I know you don't seem to understand that because you never gone through that, but I have gone through that.
Shiloh,
I have gone through the fire. And the fact that you keep bringing shit up that happened years ago that I've already gone to get the help for is bullshit. And the only sin I've committed, and it's not even a sin, is the requirement the Lord gives. Forgive others as you would want to be forgiven.
Is that the only one?
So,
are you sure about that?
I know if I did some fucked up shit and I lost my shit, I would want to be forgiven, so I forgave him. Because I've done fucked up shit before, and I wasn't forgiven. And I know how much that fucking hurts.
People are under no obligation to forgive you. They don't have to. No, if they feel like it's egregious enough, they can hold a grudge. There are just some things you can't forgive. You must have done whatever it was that can't be forgiven.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, we're going to open up our Bibles, folks.
Oh, I love that. long time.
We're going to go and open up our Bibles to Matthew 24. I want to show the hateful one something, okay?
Yeah, she does.
Since you want to persecute me, let me show you what Jesus says.
She actually believes all that crap that comes out of her fucking mouth. She does. She believes every word of it. And if you don't believe her, well, you're just of the devil. You're going to hell. And if you tell any bit of the truth about what she's done, because she makes like everything all hunky-dory, and she forgets, she'll call you a liar and ban you. Only ass pats and dopamine only. Ass pats and money. That's all she wants. Ass pats and money.
Man, where are you? Matthew 24. I'm on the Matthew 15. Oh, there you are. Hello, my Lord. All right. Let me go here.
Did we?
Let me find what I'm trying to look for.
Let me find something else if we've watched
No, it's
this
not Matthew
already.
24. It's Matthew 5. Sorry. I'm rusty. It's Matthew 5. Sorry, not Matthew 24. Matthew 5.
Matthew 24 is prophecy.
Yeah, Matthew. I'm thinking about the Beatitudes. I'm like, this is not the Beatitudes.
No, it's not. Be that way.
Okay.
Be that way.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right. So, listen to this, okay? Go to Matthew 5, verse 44. I'm going to read it to you. This is Jesus saying this, okay? This is the commander-in-chief of everything. This is the creator speaking. Okay, so all you need to pay attention, all right? But I say unto you,
All right.
love your enemies. Bless them that...
Yeah, we did see this yesterday. My bad, guys. I don't know what I was thinking. I got something else. I know. Get out of my space, old woman.
The Black Onion. I am the king of Alabama, and a scourge to the lulz cows who do naughty things.
Hells.
Hey guys, what's up? Revelation News here. No intro, none of that bullshit.
Oh, it's not my phone doing it.
So Shani and I have started to watch some of these reactions.
Shut the fuck up, Rev. Asshole. Shani has got her ringtone set to that Jingle Bell shit. And it's the middle of fucking April. She's too fucking lazy to set it to something else. Is that just the way she be? And it annoys the fuck out of me too. You know, I'm usually not for destroying property, but I want to take her phone and throw it, or stomp on it, or take a hammer to it.
Channels. And there's one in particular that I'm going to put a spotlight on, and their name is Milky. It's this British chick that was
Hey,
sniping
Guido.
Chantal, and who's Foodie Beauty. When you come at somebody, two people, those two people being me and my girlfriend, you have to understand that what you're doing to us equates to slander. So Shani and I were watching this sniping that she was doing of Foodie Beauty, this Milky person. And our names came up, quote unquote, they defended, Chantal defended Shani and Rev, who are known CA people, which is hurting children. CA.
Yes, that's completely true. That's why the children were taken. Neglect is abuse. Their lack of clean clothes. The youngest didn't even wear underwear. What was that about? And you didn't hardly feed them. They were emaciated whenever they were taken. And Shani took your ass back in after you physically abused one of them. The young one. The one with autism. You couldn't take your anger out on that big behemoth, so you took it out on the youngest one. The one that couldn't fight back. And instead of taking responsibility for it and saying, yeah, I fucked up, and continuing to say, I fucked up and I feel bad about it, and acting like you've got some remorse, you deny it. Deny, deny, deny. And she denies the truth too. While her ass got fatter and fatter and fatter, her children got emaciated. So did you. The kids didn't always get fed, but Shani always got fed, didn't she? Weasel.
You have to know what that abbreviation means. There is
Hey,
absolutely
PT Ham.
no record of either me or Shani doing any kind of CA on anybody.
You're going to have to bear with me because I got a sore throat, but it doesn't hurt, but it does affect my voice. Trying to fix it, but it ain't working. Anyway, there is a record of you guys committing
APT Ham.
child abuse. That's what SA means. Neglect is child abuse, and you're both guilty of that. Shani more than you because those are her kids, not yours. But there is history of that. They're not getting fed while Shani's getting fed. We all know that went on. You documented your life, so we know what was going on. Not every single detail, but we know enough. And CPS knows enough that they removed those kids because of abuse. So there is a record. And
Yes,
you
he
did go to
is.
jail.
Very
But you're going to try to
so.
explain that away. So we're going to listen to that too.
In a court of law, there is no documents. There aren't any police reports of anything like that. So this is just a heads up.
He got his
to
letters mixed up.
reactors that want to slander.
He has dyslexia, and sometimes he gets his letters mixed up in his head. You know, I get mine mixed up too. My letters and stuff switched. It's annoying as hell.
Yes, we will gather those
All I gotta say is thank God for spell check. And if spell check can't handle it, I just reword the whole sentence.
clips of you saying this stuff someday, and we will sue your ass.
Bring it on, bitch. Bring it on. Because I have some clips, and I get clips from a lot of people to verify what I'm claiming. So go ahead, sue me. Maybe you can hire Von Helton's lawyer. Maybe you and Von Helton and Corky can all do a class action lawsuit against me and some of us, Carrie and Rabbit Old Bat, huh? How's that going to work out for you?
Because it's slander. It is not legal to say things like that about people if it's not true.
But it is true, because abuse is slander. And kicking a kid in the face or the head, I don't know where on the head, and the ribs, that's abuse. That's child abuse. You were guilty of child abuse, whether it got on your record because charges were dropped for some reason. You were guilty.
Exactly. It says so on the police report. You admitted to it multiple fucking times, Jason. She admitted it happened multiple fucking times. The boy said it happened. They called CPS on you to get out of that house because they'd had enough. They thanked you for letting them go. If that isn't a testament to how poor your parenting was, I don't know what is.
If you do a search on either one of us, you're not going to find any legal anything saying that we are CAers, herders of children, because it never happened.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Especially on Shanny's part. What happened with me and Zach, I'm going to just tell you right now, it was discipline.
As a father who raised two boys and a Christian, like you pretend to be, I was a backslidden Christian for years, and I finally come back to the Lord recently. But I can tell you face to face, you're lying. You did not discipline that kid. You were mad because you got in a fight with Shanny, and then you went in the room, and at revenge, you kicked her autistic, disabled son. So it's not only bad that you kicked her son, a child, an innocent child, also that you kicked one with a disability. In some states, they would have locked you up. I don't know what's wrong with Pennsylvania. I don't know what's wrong with the DA in your town. Let you get away with that shit. God guarantee if you did that down here in Alabama, you'd probably be just now getting out of jail. Son of a bitch.
And the only reason I went to
And in Indiana, oh yeah, they would pursue charges. Shanny would have been pursued charges on too. it would be on their record. You read it in the paper all the time.
Jail is because Shani and I had been fighting prior. I'm telling you right now. The cops wanted us separated. And I didn't have money to go to a hotel. So the solution was arresting me at that time to get us apart. That's what happened.
That's not how it works. You could have slept out in your car, because I know it wasn't wintertime when that happened. And you did sleep, you claimed you were sleeping out in your car just after you got out of jail. So we know that's bullshit. Oh, you ain't got enough money for a hotel? We'll just put you in jail. They don't do it that way.
They don't do it that way.
Dumbass. They don't do it that way in any state in the United States. Because
No.
if that were the case, homeless people would just ask to be put in jail. So they
Yeah.
have a place to sleep at night. That's not, you have to actually be arrested to go to jail. You have.
Yeah, they'd have to put handcuffs on you, throw you in the back of a car, and take your ass down, fingerprint you, mugshot you, and take your ass and put you in a cell. You're a prisoner at that point. That's how you get into jail, not because you don't have any fucking place to go. Oh man, Rev, you are doing my head in. That is not how any of this shit works.
have to commit a crime or be suspected of a crime or something before you go to jail. They don't just put you in jail because you can't get a hotel room. A jail isn't a substitute for a hotel. Dumbass, liar.
I was going through horrible bipolar mania and actual psychosis at the same time.
That's not an excuse. A lot of people have mental illnesses and they live just fine. I have slight mental illness myself, and I do just fine in society. I do have my quirks, and I can be unhinged sometimes. But
What?
God damn, you can't use that as an excuse.
None of that was considered. None of it. It was just, yeah, the best thing for you is to put you in jail for now. And
No, that's not the way that shit works. And, you know, I have a litany of issues. I have a laundry list of issues. And I'm expected to toe the line. You know? You know. I've got a business to run. I got a job, and I've got shit around here I'm trying to do. This spring cleaning is a bitch.
So that the family, there won't be any. I told the cop, I said, I could sleep downstairs. I won't bother anybody. I'll just sleep downstairs. And he said, no, that's probably not going to work because you're being arrested tonight.
The cop's not going to say, no, that's not going to work because you're going to get arrested. No, he just said you're getting arrested. It was cuffing and stuffing you.
You want to know the charge that was supposed
Hey,
to
Mercury.
be? If I had any charge, it was going to be harassment.
Since when is an adult kicking a disabled child, in the head and ribs considered harassment? Oh, he's harassing me with his foot and is in my face. That's assault, not harassment, dumbass. You should have gotten arrested for assault and battery on a child that's disabled.
That was the charge. Harassment. Nothing to do with CA, which is hurting little people. Nothing like that.
You were in jail for a while there. That's not for harassment. You were in there because you abused a child. And how you got away with it, I don't know. That's why Shani lost her children. That's what started the whole process rolling for Shani to lose her children.
So this is just a heads up for anybody that's saying this type of shit on your platform.
Oh, I'm so scared.
My girl nor me have been guilty of any of that, ever.
This Christian to Christian, okay, Rev, you and I know, and there's other people who know. Carrie knows, Rabbit Old Bat knows, BGTV knows. A lot of people know. Corey M knows. Hi, Corey M. How you doing? Heart, heart, heart. Anyway, she knows what I'm saying. Anyway.
Aw, Corey, you got a shout
You're guilty
out.
of it. And you're not suing anybody. Just like Von Helton's going to sue everybody. You're not going to sue anybody because it's true. If you wanted to take us all to court, we would have the evidence there, and the judge would say, there's no slander here. And he'd say, shame on you, Rev. And he'd go yell at the people in the courthouse of why you got away with it in the first place. That's what would happen. So, quit trying to rewrite history, Rev. Own what you did and go on with your life. You can't change what you did in the past, but you can change what you do in the future. But you can't do that as long as you're living in lies and denying the truth. Didn't the Bible say what you do to the least of these, you also do unto me? So kicking that child, he was the least in your household, the youngest, and he was disabled. You did that to Christ. That's what the Bible says. You kicked Christ in the face and in the ribs. And how's this kid going to grow up and want to know Jesus, knowing that the person who preached Jesus in his house kicked him in the face and the ribs? Huh, Rev? Mr. Christian who condemns people to hell all the time? Who wants to live worldly as all get out and still proclaim he's a Christian because he cherry picks the Bible and only uses the verses that he wants to apply to himself and ignores the rest? I know you use a whiteout on your Bible instead of a highlighter. I can tell you that right now, Rev. You're full of shit, and you're a worker of iniquity. And if you don't repent, you're going to go to hell. How's that for shits and giggles there, Rev?
Well, that about wraps it up for me. I want to thank everybody that came and saw me today. You guys rock. I don't care if you're here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, or the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care. Be safe. And have a happy Easter. I'll see y'all on 420. Bye. Peace.